Hello folks, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. And welcome to Rota Highlight Show with me, Adosu Mutlu, and her, Ecenar.
Hi everybody, we are Rota High School students and this is Rota Highlight Show. We are aiming to give our friends information about different topics on this platform. So that means we are going to get to know different guests and discuss different topics every episode on this show. If you want to be a part of this show or if you have any questions, please send us in Rota Highlight Show at rotacollege.com.
And today we have an amazing guest for today's show, Mr. Grbz Aydoğan, who is my uncle and a pilot.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. You?
I'm fine, thanks.
Yeah. So as you guys can see, we have Mr. Gürbüz Aydoğan, who is a pilot. So his job is going to be for our topic today. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself for us?
Hello again, and thank you to giving me the opportunity to talk with you today. And I'm Gürbüz, and the uncle of that beautiful lady here. And I'm pilot also. I graduated from Air Force Academy and worked in the Air Force for a long time. Then I leave the military duty and work as an airline pilot for almost 5 years. Couple years in on air, then right now I'm working for Turkish Airlines.
Yeah. But I'm from. Okay, so if we're continuing with our questions, thank you for talking about yourself. So
Okay.
my first question is like, it's the classic question. So yeah, how and why did you become a pilot?
Yeah, it's a very common question. And I have a very common answer for that. There was a movie, Top Gun movie, when I was a child, and it affects us very a lot those times. And we decided to, some of my friends also, we decided to become a pilot. So we joined the Air Force because from 10 years ago, it wasn't easy to get a pilot license from civil aviation schools. So I joined the Air Force and I got trained for more than 1 year. Then I left the training actually. For 10 years I did something else in the Air Force. And then I decided to resign and become an airline pilot. So I got my necessary license, some of them from United States, some of them in Turkey. And then I worked a little bit for 6 months for one of the university in Ankara as a training manager for civil aviation branch. And then I joined to Honor Air. It's a very small company, but probably you have heard about it. And then after 2 years, I became a pilot in Turkish Airlines. And I'm flying with the Airbus right now.
Wow, it's so good.
Yeah.
Like you're doing so much things and it's paid off, you know.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you are a pilot and there could be good things and bad things, you know.
Sure.
But for you, like what are the advantages and disadvantages of being a pilot?
Yeah, it gives us the opportunity to see other countries, and it's the part of the job, seeing new things, tasting new cuisines, you know, having a relation with other cultures. It's a part of the job actually, and there isn't anything like new for you for your life. You know, you see everything first time. For each duty, so it's a good thing to know a lot of things about other cultures, other peoples around you, and also it's a very tiring job actually because we don't have any certain duty times. Sometimes we stay awake for all night, all day, and you can't program everything according to your needs. You have to stick with the job. So sometimes you forget your human necessary things, you know. You need to forget about them, and you realize that after 2 hours you forget to drink water, for example.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes, but mostly aircraft does his job always, and you just maintain monitoring everything, and that's it. It's tiring, and you can't choose your program. You can't stay in your home whenever you want. So this is the hard part. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you. It's really.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we thank you for everything you've
Yeah.
done.
Around. Yeah.
So when we do some things for the first time, we feel excited or maybe scared or like I don't know. So how did you feel when you did your first announcement to your passengers, to the passengers?
Yeah. Uh, Actually, I really don't remember my first announcement because it was part of the initial training, and yeah, I was paying attention more to aircraft more than announcement. It was just several questions for me, several sentences for me actually, and that was all. So I really don't remember first announcement and how was it really. I
Oh,
should ask my.
so you really focus on the technical things.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
there are certain steps when you came to aircraft. You have to prepare aircraft for the flight. So you have very limited time. You don't have a chance to stay all day and prepare aircraft. You have very limited time because the aircraft is coming from another flight, and you have 2 hours to prepare it. Take all passengers out, take them back, new passengers, and prepare aircraft. You don't have so much time. You have to do everything in very short time. So I was trying to catch the bus. So I really don't remember how did I make my first announcement really.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Like we talked, and on the bright side, like you are traveling and seeing countries, like you said, for you and your experiences, and which country that you have visited was your favorite and caught your eye, and why?
Yeah, actually, when I first see any country, I thought I can think that this is my best experience. It's the best country, and when you see another one, you think, no, this one is the best. But for me, overall, if I think about all my experiences, I think United States is the best and very, you know, their country is well designed and well organized, and you know what's going to happen when you go somewhere, and you feel safe. You for everybody, you can find a place to spend some time and eat something for everybody, for every budget. You can find good places to spend some time. So uh, for me, it's United States. I think it's very common answer. I can guess that, but United States is the best country. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like, you remember your promises to me, like you're gonna fly me to United States. So yeah.
Yes, we will do it.
Wow.
I hope in the near future we will do it. Yes.
That's good.
So like our next question is like, I know that your flight schedule can change just like this,
Yeah.
and you don't know what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, so many times and so many times. So do you have this schedule for your spare time, or you just live in the moment, like?
Yeah, actually, for big flag carrier airlines, you can't change the schedule that easy. There are some time limitations. They can change the how can I say, the country you will going. They can change it, but they can't completely change your schedule. They have to give my off time, and there are some off days. They can change it. It's written on the program schedule, and it says they can, if they need you, they can change these days. They can take them, and they can give you a duty time. But mostly, at least 8-10 days we have off, and certain off days. And other days they can change your plan. This is your duty time. We are taking this flight from you, but we are programming another flight for you. You will go instead of, close country, you can go any other country far away. and you stay there. It's up to them. So for my off time, we usually we establish a little company with my wife, and I'm working with her actually, and it's very yeah. I'm having a good time there. We are leading people and making some products for other countries again for export country stuff. So I'm spending mostly my time with them, and also I'm spending some time with my daughter. If I have long enough off days, I visit my beautiful lady there in Izmir. Yeah, that's all I can do. And also, we have tickets for abroad, free tickets. So before the pandemic, every 3 months we went to some other countries, but right now we are staying in the country. That's all.
It's good.
Yeah.
So good that you are creating your time with your family and your
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm moving on. You
Okay.
probably fly a lot, like you said, but you say like, oh, I will probably never forget this, or in a bad way, like I will never forget this. But is there a moment, like, to sum up my question, can you describe your most memorable flying experience? Like, this happened, oh, yeah, is there any
Yeah. Okay.
moment or?
Yeah. Actually, last month I had flight to Africa. It was a long flight. And in Africa, when you close to equator, tropopause level goes very high. So weather incidence goes high. Normally we can go above them, but if you go closer to equator, they can extend above your maximum flight level. So those times you have to pass through some of them. I mean the thunderstorms and all lightnings, everything. Yeah. And last month we had flight like this in Africa, and you have limited fuel to change your route. So we passed through some of them, and there was a lot of lightning around us, and also on the aircraft. Yeah, I showed you. Remember? It was the screen of the aircraft, and it was very nice actually. At the beginning, you scared a lot. I don't know if this aircraft can endure this kind of weather, but I know it can. It can make it. So it was a nice moment. There are lots of lightning on the aircraft around us, and in the darkness, it makes a nice fire show for us, and it was nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good for you. Like you handled the situation.
Yeah. Actually, aircraft handle itself. It has autopilot. So
Yeah.
we just watch the thing. That's it.
Yeah, but good for you. You're responsible. Yeah.
He's so humble, but he's really good at his job. I want to say
Yeah.
that.
I can understand that.
Thanks.
Yeah. So our next question is, what is the most annoying part of being a pilot? Like, is there questions like, how do you fly this 10 tons of big metal tube to the air, or like the behaviors of passengers? Things like.
Yeah, actually, airlines established to make money for the companies. This is the most important thing for them. Even if they said, no, safety is first and passenger comfort is first. No, it's totally different. Normally, the most important thing is making money, like all other business here. So sometimes you have pressure on you about making your decision for the company needs instead of safety requirements. And they always say that you are the responsible, you should keep safety first, but they always force you to the other way, and this makes your job very hard, and you have to handle with the passengers, of course, because you are responsible about their life also, and even sometimes they don't understand, they just want to leave the country, go another place, they don't care why you are staying there, but they don't mind. But we have to consider everything. Let's say we have 8 hours of flight, and from the beginning we have to plan everything on the route, and regarding our fuel, flight time, and the weather when we land. We are planning to land the other station. The weather will be our consideration. So sometimes it's difficult to explain everything to the company, to the passengers, even to your crew. It makes our job hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Responsibilities so
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. So, I will take this conversation a bit technical for now.
Okay.
Like, there could be a student who really wants this job and now watching it, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, can you say autopilot is dependable?
Sure, why not? Okay. Yeah, we trust. We have lots of trust to our autopilot. It works very well mostly.
Yeah.
There are some times it makes things really hard to solve. Because it shows you that he's dealing with everything, the weather. I mean, the engines, everything, level flight. It can make everything perfectly, but sometimes it makes so stupid mistakes, and you even can't understand what's going on, and you just need to turn back your basic skills, and just need to fly the aircraft manually. It's very rare occasions, but sometimes you really need it, and at that time, believe me, and it's very critical time. I mean, you are about to touching down, or you are just taking off from the runway. It makes some stupid mistakes, and you need to couple seconds, to deal, to understand and make the correction. Otherwise, it can kill people. So this is our duty actually. We have to always monitor what he is doing, and we have to correct when it makes any mistakes. And this is our job actually. We trust autopilot a lot, but we don't trust.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So what do you do when like there's this panic moment in that situation? Like, I don't know. Not everyone can handle it with calm. Yeah. But I know you can. You have this. I don't know. Uh, yeah, this thing that you can do it with calmness, and you just focus on the job, focus on what you're gonna do, and all of that. But I know. I mean, I know there are some people that can't do that. Like, what's happening then? Like,
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of trainings and a lot of checks, check flights. And during those flights, people can understand if you can handle it or not. If you can't handle, they won't give you the necessary licenses. So actually, it's very simple. Just you need to teach yourself that there are some certain steps you should follow. First of all, we always keep in mind navigate, communicate. It means first you have to fly the aircraft, then you should take the aircraft on the correct route, and then you have to inform people. I mean the radar, the controllers. You have a communication on radio, and the people in the aircraft. You have to inform everybody's what's going on, and what are you doing. So when you have any problem, you first handle the aircraft. You should make the aircraft flying, and then you will go the other steps. And actually, now we are having simulator trainings for them, and they are forcing us too much. During I mean 4 hours of training, you had all kind of problems. You are losing your engine, your electrical system, your hydraulics, and some of passengers goes crazy. They are simulating those situations, and you have to handle all of them in 4 hours. And so you are well prepared actually for all those kind of stuff. And in one flight, you will have only one thing, and you can deal easily, and even two things you can make it easily. And the another most important thing, you have to fly. They said, our instructor says, you have to fly in front of the aircraft, not with the aircraft. I mean, you have to think about what's going to happen next, and you should be prepared for it. And of course, for emergencies, for every kind of, all kind of bad things, you have to be prepared for the next step, what's going to happen. And I need to think about it, and then you will be prepared for everything. That's all we can do. And it's actually, I mean, it's not for a pilot job. I think as a human being, you should keep in mind what's going to happen next. It's my actually motto. You have to think about it always, always.
Yeah, it's good. Like it's good to like they're praying you before the job.
Sure.
Yeah. And you and your colleagues are doing a hard job, as we can understand. And I think it needs some abilities and features. Like, which characteristic features a one should have to become a pilot? And for watchers, what's your advice to those young people out there who want to become a pilot in the future?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Yeah, okay. First of all, you have to believe yourself. Okay, everyone can be a pilot, but there are some certain features you need to improve in yourself, like self-control always, very important, and you need to study a lot always. It's lifetime process. You can't finish studying after having any check. You always need to read things and think about things. Always need to study. And of course, there are some personalities you have to improve. It's written in all of our books. Besides the technical books, we have this kind of crew resource management trainings. It means you have to have some personal features like being calm, being cooperative with others, to understanding each other's, supporting people around you, understand their needs, because it's a two-person job. You can't fly with a large aircraft with more than 200 passengers only with yourselves. It's not possible. You need at least one other pilot and sometimes two other pilots if it depends on the way. And also you have crews in the aircraft. You need their support for your duty always, and you need to understand their needs, also their situations, what are they having backside. So this is important personal features I think I can think of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
Really,
Okay.
thank you. So one last question I want to ask, because we now know everyone else knows that you were coming from Air Forces to become an pilot. Yeah. So do you at least like miss the adrenaline that Air Forces had while you were flying their plane?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I had enough. So right now, really, I like to have my coffee in the cockpit instead of having some others chasing me. It's better looking outside. You see this Bosphorus, here, and here's my coffee and my meal here, and thank you. And I prefer this kind of flight. I had enough in my past, so yeah. Right now. Thank you. There are some young people, they can do it. I feel better in my cockpit with my coffee.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome. Yeah. So
That's wonderful.
So thank you very much, Mr. Gürbüz Aydoğan, for your wonderful insights. This week we talked to Mr. Gürbüz Aydoğan about his job, difficulties and advantages of being a pilot. If you want to be part of Rota High Live show, get in touch with Rota High School English Department.
And if you have any questions, you can contact us at rotahighlife@rotacollege.com. You can decide our next topic, and if you want to be a host, you can even be that.
Yeah. So from Ece, from me, from all of our team here on Rota High Life Show, thank you so much for tuning in, folks. Stay safe, stay healthy. We can't wait to see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.